Welcome back, little adventurers. Today, we're going deep into the enchanted lands where magic lives and legends are born. This is the untold story of Maleficent. Before she was feared, before anyone misunderstood her, she was just a young fairy with dreams, questions, and a heart full of wonder. Are you ready to fly into the moors and discover her secret origin? Let's begin. Long ago, beyond the mountains and beneath the silver skies, there was a land called the moors. It was no ordinary place. Here, trees whispered secrets, waterfalls sang lullabies, and stars dipped low to kiss the flowers goodnight. Among the fairies and forest creatures lived a young horned girl named Malie. She wasn't like the other fairies. She had great black horns, glowing green eyes, and wings that shimmered with deep twilight colors. While others danced on dandelions and painted rainbows in the mist, Malie wandered alone, curious about everything. "Why do I look different?" she often asked. The older fairies would smile gently. "You were brought to us by the wind. You're special." But that answer wasn't enough for Malie. Every time she looked into the enchanted pool and saw her reflection, the question returned like a fluttering moth. Where do I come from? One golden afternoon, while exploring a part of the forest few dared to tread, Malie stumbled upon something strange. A gigantic ancient tree stood tall, its bark cracked open with a glow that pulsed like a heartbeat. She reached out and touched the crack. Whoosh! A rush of wind lifted her off the ground, pulling her through the tree. When she opened her eyes, Malie found herself in a place unlike any she'd known. Floating stones drifted through the sky. The stars twinkled beneath her feet, and at the center of it all, a glowing orb hovered, guarded by a creature made of vines and stone. The creature opened one glowing eye. "Who dares enter the grove of forgotten truths?" "I'm Malie," she said bravely. "I want to know who I am." The guardian stepped forward. "Then listen, young one. You are the child of balance, born when the forest was most vulnerable. You are part light, part shadow, and your magic is ancient, older than this very grove." Malie gasped. "So, I'm not like the others because I was made to protect the forest?" The guardian nodded. "Yes, but beware, your gifts are powerful. If guided by kindness, they will bloom. But if twisted by anger, they may become a curse." Before she could ask more, the grove shook violently. Boom, boom, boom! The orb darkened. A vision appeared in the sky. Humans at the edge of the moors, marching through the forest with torches and blades. "They have come," the guardian said gravely. "Your time has begun." Malie rushed back to her world. The forest was in panic. Fire blazed, trees screamed, fairies fled. Humans were destroying everything. At the center of it all was Prince Roland, a young royal who believed the moors were wild land, ripe for the taking. "Magic belongs to us now!" he shouted to his soldiers. Malie flew before him. "Leave this place. It is alive, and it does not belong to you." Roland laughed. "You're just a winged girl with tricks. Stand aside." Anger rose in Malie's chest like storm. She raised her arms, and the sky turned green. Her wings spread wide, and her eyes blazed. The forest listened. With a mighty whoosh, vines rose from the ground, wrapping gently around the soldiers and lifting them from the earth. The river swelled to push them back. The wind whispered, "Go home." The moors had awakened. Prince Roland fell to the ground, terrified. "Whoa, what are you?" Malie hovered above him, glowing with power. "I am the guardian of this forest." With a final roar of wind, the prince and his army were pushed back beyond the borders. The forest was safe, but something had changed inside Malie. For the first time, she had tasted wrath, and though her magic had saved the Moors, she felt different. After the battle, the creatures of the forest gathered to thank her. "You saved us!" cried the pixies. "You are our protector!" cheered the trolls. "You are Maleficent," said the oldest willow tree. "It means she who does great things." Malie wasn't sure if it was a compliment or a warning. The Moors were safe, yes, but she had seen what her power could become when driven by fury. She didn't want to hurt anyone. She didn't want to become feared. So she chose to live alone, far from the others. She built a throne of twisted roots and listened to the wind, always watching, always guarding. Many stories would rise about her. Some would call her wicked. Others would call her protector. But Maleficent knew the truth. Her heart was not dark. It was deep, like the forest. Years passed. Maleficent grew stronger, wiser, and more careful. She learned to speak to thunder, to calm storms, to grow trees with a whisper. But deep down, she never forgot the Guardian's warning. Anger turns gifts into curses. One day, a bird with black feathers landed beside her. "I've seen the world beyond the moors," it said. "And there are children out there who still believe in magic. Shouldn't they know your story too?" Maleficent looked out at the world beyond the trees. Perhaps the time had come, not just to protect, but to teach. To let others know that being different is not a curse, it's a gift. And that sometimes the heroes with the scariest stories are the ones who loved the most. And so ends our tale, Little Dreamers. Maleficent wasn't always a villain. She was once a curious, brave, and kind-hearted fairy who fought to protect her magical home. So the next time you hear thunder in the sky or see a shadow fly across the moon, maybe it's not something to fear. Maybe it's just Maleficent, guarding the balance of the world, one whisper at a time. Did you enjoy the story of young Maleficent and her magical beginnings? We hope you loved flying through the moors and discovering the truth behind her name. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more magical adventures every week. And don't forget to tell us in the comments, which character should we explore next? Should we tell the tale of a young Ursula, a daring beast, or a secret about Snow White before the apple? We can't wait to hear from you.